Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here aboard Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. Finally, we're on a full cruise. We've done a lot of work with Virgin about this ship, and we're finally here on a 5-day cruise in the Caribbean. I'm here with Don Habitz, who is the hotel director here, and we're going to find out a lot about this vessel that we've just experienced for the past few days. We've still got another 2 days to go, and you're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Well, Don, first of all, thank you. It's been a wonderful cruise so far. I've experienced a heck of a lot. It is a very, very different kind of cruise experience, and I really have enjoyed it. And so let's talk. What are some of the unique features overall of this ship that makes it different?
Thanks, James. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It is very unique, of course. We want to do the things differently. I think the unique features are, if you just look on the outside of the ship, we have a different color. We're gray. Also, the way the ship is designed. If you look at cruise ships now, they're all square, and we put a little twist to that and have a little different outlook. And when you come on board, we have this warm, welcoming entrance where everybody boards. You've seen the roundabout, new, different experience.
Yeah, it's your kind of atrium, but it's only about two stories, but it's a beautiful staircase. It's like a grand staircase, right?
Absolutely, it is. Also, the way we've set the dining up, is completely different. It's all restaurants, not one big dining area where everybody goes at the same time. Our show venues, everything is a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate, where people can just enjoy and have these personal interactions with fellow sailors or crew members.
No, absolutely, and you can do those. It really is a very social ship. Let's talk about the accommodations, because you do have a wide range everywhere from your rock star suites. I'm not a rock. I guess I don't rate to be a rock star this time. Maybe I got to work my way up to that. But what are kind of the suites that you have?
Well, we've got several suites. There's a few that are in the back of the ship. There are beautiful suites. They look out over the sea as we sail in the back. We've got some on deck 14 and 15, and there are different categories depending on what you book. A little bigger, more space, up to the complete mega rockstar suite, and they have a private jacuzzi on the balcony where you can, relax with your friends, family, whoever you want to bring, and chill out for the voyage.
Now, and then you have your sort of regular staterooms, which are very comfortable, and talk a little bit about those categories.
So we've got a few insiders. Then we've got sea terrace, we've got extra large sea terrace. So there's the cabins are a bit different. The insiders are a little bit smaller, of course. But we also have one fun category where you have single cabins. So if you're a solo traveler, you can book by yourself. Don't have to pay that premium where you would usually pay that with other cruise lines for the second person. But they're all designed to be very functional, as you see. We're actually doing a little upgrade now, so some of the cabins have a little upgrade with the wood look finish, so that is all coming up still. But yeah, they're all very functional, and people are really raving and loving the cabins. We have sofa mode beds that you have a bed or a sofa if you want to watch a movie, if you want to have a little gathering in your cabin where you can bring friends, put up the sofa, and you can ask housekeeping to come and change it back to the bed later in the evening.
Well, it's great, and you have a large selection of free movies. It's great. You have a lot of stuff. I've watched a couple already, and I've watched. They also have BBC and all the TV networks, and I've been busy watching those. And you also have, in my room at least, you have this sort of unique kind of square white table next to the bed. I wasn't sure what it was. Oh, that's a drawer, and there's like this plate on board, and I'm like, and then of course I have something to actually eat or work in my bed. So I guess I've heard Richard Branson likes to work in his bed, so I guess that's a homage to that. I've been trying to work on that. I'm still not quite good there.
Yeah, well, it's our ship eats delivers, of course, to your cabin if you like. But that white piece on the side, if you ask for your bed to be changed to sofa mode, then you'll see what that's for. Then the sofa transforms over there, because you'll have the whole side of the.
I haven't tried that yet. I'll have to try that. I'll invite some people in and have a movie night or something.
Absolutely, just put on your app and put in a request, and housekeeping will come over and they fix your bed to the sofa.
That's great. Now let's talk a little bit about the public areas here, because obviously we'll talk about dining in a second, because we are in one of the dining rooms. But you have such a wide range of bars and lounges and everything else, mostly on decks 6 and 7 and a little on 5 here. But talk a little bit about that range, because it is, and they're all very different, right?
Well, we wanted again the intimate experience where people don't have to go to the same area for their meals or for their bars. If you build a large bar, you don't like that bar, then you're kind of stuck. So we build all these little small areas where people can come and experience. Every bar has different cocktails. Every restaurant has a different menu. So they're all unique. And we wanted to, you want to bring it kind of together. When people are out and about, you see it. If they're all scattered all over the ship, then you don't see the people out and about. So we concentrated more on deck 6 and 7 indeed. But everything has a little unique experience, the different cocktail, the uniforms, the training, the staffing. We adjust, for this bar, the SIP, maybe a bit more upscale compared to the dock, a little Mediterranean, just that we have different experiences everywhere you go. So you don't have to go through that same experience every night. And that's where we want to create the difference with our sailors.
Well, I know you have one that's kind of a champagne bar called the SIP. And then you go farther down and you got one that's kind of all games, and you can actually play games, play board games. I forget what that's called. That's the what?
The loose cannon, by the social club.
Right,
yeah.
The social club and the loose cannon, and you got pool, you've got different kinds of games outside. You can play air hockey, whatever you want, right?
You can get a hot dog, you can get some popcorn. That's all different things on one deck, so that you can just stroll around and pick and choose what you want to do that night or day.
And then just before that, I ended up walking around, and suddenly I came upon, we'll talk about the entertainment a little more, is with a folk group with 6 people in them. They were just lovely.
Well, that's our Phantom Folktales. They do these pop-up concerts. They have set times where they will do a concert in the Athletic Club, for example, in Deck 16, or in the dock. But, they will go around, and if they see a group of people, they'll sing a song, or they'll do a little performance, the napkin dance, or, little things that you wouldn't usually see. And again, that's that intimate little experience, like a festival where you would go and expect the unexpected. Right.
And then I again, we'll talk about entertainment, but I saw something that from one of your hostesses. All of a sudden, she's singing wonderful songs in the Manor, your nightclub, and that was just, I was walking around the ship and found that. So that's kind of the things, sort of the discoveries that you'll find, right?
Yeah, that's, from cocktails to the hostess to the happenings cast. These people, they go around and play games and tell you where to go and have food information. So that's all these little additional things that you don't see in a program. By that, if you're around, you will see those happening.
Now let's talk about the upper part of the ship, the upper decks, the pool areas. You have some very different kinds of pools, and also out in the back, in the stern of the ship, you have a kind of a wonderful area for sunning, but also sort of to look straight down below into the wake, right? And then you go on to a couple other pools. So talk about that area.
So, the pools, you see the large jacuzzi. It's probably the largest jacuzzi on the seas. Right. So that's a little different. Then on the middle of the ship there, we have that wading pool where people can, because if you just have the whole deep pool, there's people that just want to wade and just lay there and don't want to be all the way in water. But we've got area where you can suntan around, and bars, of course, where you can get a cocktail, like other ships, but then slightly different. The deck 16 aft, that Athletic Club, where you have jacuzzis where you can cool and have a nice smoothie when you sit on deck with the net.
And they're right next to the gyms too, right? Because there's some workout rooms too on both sides. Right?
Absolutely. On deck 15, we've got the workout room, so you can see the people relaxing, or you can see, I should really go work out.
I haven't gotten to that point yet, but pretty soon. Another day of eating like this, I will get there. But then you have the sort of main pool area, which at night is all colored and can be, I guess, you can operate it as a club at night, right?
Yeah, actually, I was going to get to that. Tonight we'll have the Scarlet night, so you will see. We have the Scarlet night operates all over the ship, so it starts in the atrium, the roundabout, and then disperses, so you can follow the trail, or at 10:30 we'll have the party up on deck, and we'll have a few surprises there. But yes, it turns into a nightclub. The lights, the music, the sound system, everything. The happenings cast will perform, so come and see that.
We'll take a look now. And then of course in towards the bow you have a whole sort of private area for the Rockstar suites, right?
Correct. It's called our Rich's Rooftop. So if you book one of the Rockstar suites, you will have access. Little private area, also again with jacuzzis. You can get bar service there, just to be away from it all if you want to relax and take it easy in your private area. If you don't want to be where it's, maybe a little bit more crowded.
Yeah. So, and all right, now we're here in the restaurant, so let's get to the real heart of it, the food, the dining. Now you have several full restaurants, and then you have you call it the galley, which has multiple different venues. But let's talk about the full restaurants. We're actually in, I got to look at the end, Pink Agave, which is the Mexican restaurant, which is the first one I ate in. But talk about the different restaurants that you have on board.
So, as you said, Pink Agave, upscale Mexican quality food, inspired by the Mexican cuisine. We wanted to have something Latin American, and we ended up with this concept. You can have the dishes for share, or you can just order by yourself. But it's a nice concept to try a few things that you may have never tried before. It's not your tacos and your nachos.
No, it's much more authentic in that sense. And then I moved over, and the second night, I went to the Wake. That is a steakhouse, right?
Yeah, Wake is a steakhouse. As you said, it's located on the back of the ship. You can look out the window and see the wake of the ship. Traditional steakhouse, open for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and then also dinner. You get your steak and all your seafood if you want from there.
And it's a beautiful view, and it's really a very elegant setting. And I think that's available for brunch as well, if I saw.
Yeah. Opens from 8 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon for brunch.
And the one I was forgetting was, of course, your Italian restaurant, Extra Virgin. So that was very nice too.
Well, they're all very nice, I have to say. All concepts were designed for them to be also exploitable on land, right? So we brought them all here. Extra Virgin, Italian restaurant. Also dishes to share. Fresh pasta, all made on board.
Pasta was very good. Al dente is perfect.
Thank you. We've got an Italian chef running the show there. So every restaurant has its own executive chef. So again, that differs from other cruise lines. We have a galley for the restaurant, and they take care of their own area, so that every restaurant individually has this set up. But Extra Virgin, classic Italian dishes, and as I said, the pasta. Can't beat it.
The pasta was great, and that's what I had. And of course, I still have 2 more to go. Here, I have 2 more nights left over, and tonight is going to be Test Kitchen. And talk a little bit about that.
Test Kitchen, is our Test Kitchen. You'll get the menu, you'll see what the ingredients are, and then you'll experience what they've put together.
I don't have to make it, do I?
No, you don't have to make it. Okay. It's all made, but it's molecular cooking, so a little bit different. We will ask you only the main course, and then you will experience the whole meal, how they've put that together with just the ingredients, and you go, well, with these ingredients, how did they come up with that dish? And the wait staff there all wear these doctor's coats, and it's a fun experience. They'll explain to you everything you need to know, and wine pairings with it, just to brighten up that experience. And it's going to be a wonderful experience, I can guarantee you that.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I've already talked to several other guests who really enjoyed it. And of course, the final night is Razzle Dazzle, which is very interesting. Tell us a little bit about that restaurant.
Razzle Dazzle is a lot of fun. It's they used to use the Razzle Dazzle colors to camouflage the ship, so you couldn't see if it was coming or going.
I saw that. I'm one of the few people who probably knows enough about World War II history that was a camouflage ship in World War II, a British camouflage ship, and only probably Sir Richard Branson would know that one. But I mentioned this too. So you know that story? I said, yes, I do know. And so they have these photos of the ship out front. But then what is the cuisine in?
So it's vegan forward. However, the Razzle Dazzle.
Vegan forward, okay.
But however, the Razzle Dazzle, hides that there's also some naughty dishes, as we call them. We've got chicken on the meal.
Horse.
Well, and the secret menu.
You have to know the secret menu to go. Right.
But yeah, it has all these wonderful dishes, and it's a more relaxed experience. The team there is to make you feel at home, and just all kinds of dishes that would fit vegetarian and vegan lifestyles. So we want to make sure that we accommodate those also. But again, if you have a partner that does vegan and you want to have some meat, you can go there too. So it's a great combination of all kind of meals, and the food is really, the Razzle Dazzle. When I went there for the first time, I'm like, okay, let's see what it's about. The food is always fantastic there.
Well, I'm looking forward. That'll be my final night. I'm not even going to get to your Korean barbecue, it looks like. The
Gunbay. Well, maybe you want to book the Gunbay and you go to Razzle Dazzle for lunch. One of those, you can do that too. But Gunbay, that's just When I heard about that, I'm like, that's crazy. I've been on ships for nearly 20 years now, and
have a grilled meats on front, right?
Right. And then when I got here and I was explained, everything, the tables, the exhaust, everything is custom designed. But it's just a lot of fun. You meet a lot of people. If you sit with others that you don't know, they'll play a little game with you to start your meal off, and you can order what you want and you can cook your meal. They can cook it for you. It's just, a whole different experience. And just, again, that unique experience that brings everybody together. There you will have the time of your life as well.
Well, actually, I should try that. Maybe I'll try to get that at some point during the experience the next 2 days. I do know Korean barbecue from New York, and yes, I was wondering how you can have one on a ship with all that smoke coming out, and I guess they found a way, right?
They have found a way, and it was very inventive and very interesting. We've done a few tests, and in the beginning we had to adjust a few things, but it worked out really well, and kudos to the people who designed it.
Absolutely. Well, as you can tell, we're dwelling a lot on the dining here, and I haven't even finished here. There's three more things I want to talk about. One is you got a pizza parlor, right?
We got a pizza parlor. That's right on deck 7. Fresh-made pizzas. You come in, you order, and it's one person size, so you can order the pizza. Again, they went out and about to design them so that they're tasty, quickly done, and everything. Perfect.
And you can have them outside too. There's a deck space outside on the same deck. Now, and also there's couldn't leave without your ice cream parlor, which has a very inventive name. We'll show it on the screen. But talk a little. It's very good ice cream.
Lick me till I scream.
Lick me till I scream. That's very virgin. I've already put that up and got a lot of response to it. But let's see.
Well, it's a lot of fun, right? It's a nice twist. But yeah, the ice cream we make the ice cream on board. So we sent our cooks, our chefs, to Carpigiani, the factory where we got the machines from, and they were trained how to make this ice cream. And I think it's the best ice cream I've ever tasted. But it's
all free too. You don't have to.
All included, and
it's dangerous actually.
Well, people seem to like it, and
as long as you have the workout rooms up top, I guess it's okay.
Exactly, but it's another little twist, and you have that experience with the people that behind there. They want to serve these ice creams, and they want to make people happy. That puts a smile on their face. So.
Now, let's close with the dining, because, boy, we've been talking about that for a while, with the galley. And the galley, you would go up there and say, oh, this is the buffet area, this is the kind of serving station area, but it's not quite that, because tell us a little bit about what the galley is.
We don't have buffets here, so it's like, the best to describe it is if you're in a festival, you see all these different stalls, and you have all these different kinds of food. You can get a salad, you can get sushi, you can get a soup, you can get steak, you can get breakfast, eggs, you can get noodles, you can get a sandwich. And there's all these things that we, have available, and we want it to be a little
for breakfast and lunch, right?
Breakfast, lunch, and even
dinner.
Yeah. So depending what stations are open, but there is a variety always available. The breakfast selection is available till 4 a.m. and then opens again at 7. So there's always breakfast available. But we wanted it to be authentic. We didn't want another buffet, because then people start lining up, your food gets cold. We want it to be an authentic experience. You can just quickly order, go and sit. If you want something else, you go back up and you take it again, or you just order from the people that are coming to your table to take the order.
Yeah, no, I did. I had to get used to that, where I was walking around the different food venues and trying to figure out what I wanted, and said, oh yeah, I got it. Then I'll go sit down and someone will come and say, what do you want? And I have to remember where it was. Oh, I wanted that, I wanted the noodles or something like that. I wanted that kind of thing. So, but it really works very well, and it's a very different kind of experience. And again, on that deck, you can go outside and eat as well.
Yeah, it's outside a seating area, and then just on top there's a bar, and that's also close to the workout area. So when you finish there, or before you go, you can work out and you can go and have a bite to eat.
Not bad. Now we're going to get to the entertainment. Now, we talked a little bit about some of the pop-up entertainment, but the shows, and they're very different. Talk a little bit about the shows. There's one show at the beginning which was called Untitled, the dance experience, which I experienced, and I had seen a little preview of it before all this came to be, but talk a little bit about that show.
It's Untitled dance party thing. So you get in, and you look at a stage, and people are standing around. You wonder what's going on, but then the music starts. You're like, okay, I got this, and then the performers come out. Yeah, nice. Music continues, and you start bopping with the music, and at the end, you're dancing with the performers.
With the cast, and the stage is moving around and all kinds of things. Right?
Yeah, it's an interactive experience, right? We move the stage certain different positions, so we ask the crowd to move, and there's little pop-up things happening there with interviews and little things just to keep you on your toes. And again, it's a completely different experience. The shows were also all meant to be able to just go on Broadway and see.
This is Broadway quality, and it's a very different experience. And then last night I saw, I think it was Dual. Is that right?
Dual reality.
Dual reality, right?
I mean, again, having been in ships for 20 years, I've never seen anything like it. People just climbing a pole, sliding down 2 inches from the floor. You're like, what? How is this possible on a ship? But these people are really acrobats and athletes. They're hired and they're specifically cast for these roles. And the things they can do are just amazing. And the whole show, how it flows, and with the people sitting on both sides and the interaction with the crowd.
A little Shakespeare reference in there, right?
Yeah, there is. So you got it.
It's a fight between two different tribes, two different groups, the blue and the red. And I actually ended up sitting next to one of the performers at the very beginning, and she just came, is this seat filled? And I had a suspicion that was not a guest, and sure enough, she came out. So I talked to her a lot about a lot of different circus shows and things like that, and what her experience was. But she wasn't supposed to tell me that she was, there as a plant. Right?
No, it's really truly a unique experience, and all the things that they do, I for sure wouldn't be able to do them, but I would have never thought they were able on a ship. So
yeah, especially with the rolling. There actually isn't very much rolling, so they were pretty good. And then there was another one I didn't get to see so far, Ships in the Night, or is that what is that called? The
Ships in the Night. Yeah, unfortunately we had a technical difficulty.
I guess I'll have to come back, right?
You'll come back and you'll see it, but it's a bit more singing and dancing with screens. Also, again, very interactive. People coming from the ceiling in the middle of the crowd. That's all I'm going to say.
Anything else that's coming on the show's part?
Well, we've got the Never Sleep Alone. Have you?
Oh, I did see that. I saw that last night. How could I forget that?
Yeah, that's.
I was picked.
Oh, you were picked.
I have a golden, let's just say golden condom, but that's another story.
Yeah, Never Sleep Alone is with our sex doctor. Very fun, interactive show.
And musical too.
Absolutely, she can definitely pack it with singing, and that's an intimate experience, and that singing cocktails with the hostess. All these shows are interactive. Then we've got our guitar player that goes around.
He's amazing. The guitar player here in the lounge is amazing.
Well, thank you, and the band that goes around. So there's a lot of entertainment that is happening, and then it's in the Manor, then it's in the On the Rocks, then it's in the
Manor is your kind of nightclub, but it's also a performance space, and the Red Room was where you see the large productions, which is actually the classic black box theater, if you will. As I go studying theater in college, it was like the black box. You can turn it into whatever you want, right?
I mean, as I said, you've seen the theater now in several different ways, where you just stand, then you've got the alley set up, and then you've got the traditional, just looking at the show set up.
On both sides, because we were on opposite sides because it was a competing team, so that was cool.
Yeah, so there's different ways of how we set up that room for, again, that different experience. Because if you go to the theater, it's the same every night. You're like, okay, so we want to change things up and have 3 different ways of performing a show there.
Yeah, so you have that, and of course they said the Manor is kind of your nightclub area, which does have performances like Never Sleep Alone in there, and then at night that's where the disco, unless you're having on deck, which is you're going to have tonight, right?
Exactly. Weather permitting, of course.
Weather permitting, yeah, that's right.
But yeah, that's a nightclub where you can party till the wee hours and, do whatever you want to do, and then the next day, don't wake up.
I've seen a few people with the red light on, and it's still about 11 o'clock. And but now let's talk about if you're interested in shopping. There's a place called High Street that'll probably satisfy you, right?
Absolutely. We've got different shops. Again, we got to have our Virgin Voyages brand logo shop, but we've been working with Harding together to, again, make that best experience for our sailors. On traditional cruise ships, it's like, okay, well, we want this cut and you just have to make it happen. Here we got into a partnership with them and said, okay, we want these experiences for our sailors, or these kind of products. what can you do? And then they're like, well, we can do this. So we work together, giving up some of our cut, working together. But we've got, the traditional jewelry. We've got watches, high-end watches. We've got the liquor. You got to have liquor.
You got leather goods. You got fashion. It's really a wide range of choices that I really, for a ship this size, I was surprised at the amount of retail you have.
And we have, if you've seen the Bulgaria store,
Yes.
we may turn that space into a Versace store next. It's like a pop-up store, but then kind of permanent, because we want to have the flexibility to adjust our offerings in case we see that people want something else, so that we are staying up to date with our offerings for our sailors.
Now we haven't got off the ship yet. I got off the ship yesterday in Costa Maya, which was very nice. It's this creative cruise port that where you can get a lot of experience, a lot of great shore excursions. I had a great tubing experience that I went to go back and forth. But so that's one of the ports. And originally I think you were supposed to go to the Dominican Republic, but then now it's going to be Costa Maya for the rest of the season, right?
That's the way it looks like. Yeah, I don't know the whole season, but that's on the schedule for as far as I've seen. Yeah. But yeah, Costa Maya, as you said, you get off the ship, they've built this little resort area there where you can have a swim, have a bite to eat, and do some shopping. Or you go out on one of our shore things, excursions. Right. We have several offerings that you can swim with dolphins, see the dolphins, and just explore the country a little bit more than just that cruise port area.
Yeah, and actually it's very far. It's actually south of Tulum. It's about 3 hours south of Tulum. It's way down, and this ship goes a ways. It goes all the way from Miami, day at sea, and then we get to Costa Maya. Now we're at a day at sea right now, and we're going back to the one you're always going to have, which is your private beach club at Bimini. And I'm going to experience that tomorrow, but in advance I'll be taking some video. And what am I going to see there?
Well, like a perfect beach club. We go there with trams. You get off the ship, and then you get there. You'll be welcomed in entrance with chairs and lounge area. We've got pools. We've got music, DJ music. We've got lounge sets all set up. We've got a beach. We got food over there. We got cocktails. We will do a bonfire at night.
How late are we there?
We're sailing at 8 o'clock. The bonfire will be at around 5:30ish.
It gets dark now.
Yeah, it gets dark now, so there also was no point for us staying there later. We're going to have an art card program coming up that we're going to perform there, but that is not ready until January, so we'll have a kind of a show there where people can get to stay. But it's a beautiful, relaxing day, beach club, quality food, not your traditional hamburgers and hot dogs and French fries, but pulled pork sandwiches and all that fun stuff that you can just enjoy a nice day at the beach. And it's just beautifully laid out.
Now, and of course, you said you had some pop-up entertainment that's going to be walking around too, right?
Of course, there's always
music here in this place. That's
always, and with the happenings cast will be going around. There will be some floats in the pool at some point, and there may be a mermaid popping by at some point. So
to make sure I'm there for that one, but we'll see what happens. Now, last question. We've been talking about this ship. It's great. We go out to 95,000 travel advisors who've already been booking this vessel, this ship. A lot of them are on this particular cruise. I've met a few. And what would you tell them to tell their clients about how to best experience Scarlet Lady?
Well, first of all, know what you want to do. If you want to relax and chill, you can do that. Or if you want to experience as much as you can, also do that. But I would download the app.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Download the app.
Download the app and then look at what you want to do. Pre-book your reservations in the restaurants maybe.
And the entertainment as well for the main shows. Yeah.
Exactly, and the entertainment. And then, just chat to our crew members and they will tell you, what you like. You tell them what you like and they'll say, go there. There may be a Phantom Folktales pop up or something like that, Just have these interactions with our crew members because they really are top notch and they will make your experience better. But if you just plan ahead a little bit with your reservations and look at the app, daily overview there, what can be done, and you'll be good to go.
Well, and also, unlike some cruise ship entertainment, and I think it's all getting a lot better, book the shows because you're going to be astounded at what you see. It's a very different experience, and you'll like it. Each show is only about an hour long, but every one of them is so far has been fantastic, and that's one of the highlights for me has been the shows at night. I come from I've been covering cruises. You've been in cruises 20 years. I've been covering them for 25 years, and sometimes you say, I'm going to skip the show. Don't skip the show. Okay, so that's really what I would say. One of the best pieces of advice I could give for you to tell your clients. Don, I want to thank you for filling us in. It's been a long interview, but I think you're going to get a good idea because we're going to be showing shots of all the stuff we've been talking about, so you can really understand what this experience is. It's a very different kind of cruise experience, and I think you guys have done a great job.
Well, thank you so much, James. Appreciate the time here and being able to tell everybody what they should come and do. I look forward to seeing you all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your voyage, and I'll see you around.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.